the company. Yeah, I reckon we should get started. So I'll just do an official introduction. So everyone, this is our this week's 100 Days of No Code Expert AMA. We're joined by Thomas from Integromat, which is a no-code automation tool, and he'll be telling us all about it, how to get started, what it does, and we'll be following up with questions at the end if we have any. So yeah, really excited for this one. Thanks so much, Thomas, for joining us and sparing your time, and really looking forward to it. So I'll let you kick off with your presentation, and then a live demo before some questions. Thanks so much.
Great. Thank you, Max, for introduction. Hi, I'm Thomas, and I'm responsible for partner program in Integromat and also enterprise solution. Integromat, if you don't know, it's a no-code integration platform as a service. So it means you can connect like more than 500 services that are online usually, and just proceed the data between these services. Today I will show you how it works, and you can learn a bit stuff from that. Integromat, I have prepared a presentation, so I will share my screen. So, okay. I have a new computer and I think I have to reconnect, maybe. So we will see if it's needed. But I think so. Yeah. Okay, so I will be back in a minute.
No worries. Oh.
It's a little bit awkward there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be awkward, man.
Oh gosh. Oh, he's back. He's all good.
Okay, I'm back, and I will share my screen now. Now it should be working. Perfect. It should be good. So now you should be able to see my screen. Is it correct?
That's perfect.
Okay. Just how Integromat started. I think the history it's like a boring as usual, but it's good to know how it started. Integromat, there were like 6 people doing still the same job, connecting and integrating different legacy system of enterprises like banks or insurance companies, connecting these old systems together. And they're because like developers, they want to make everything easier, so they created a platform so they could connect every service together via this platform. And then in 2015-16 they just said, hey, there are a lot of applications online that are like a software as a service, and actually like the platform is quite good, and we can like let people do this integration between these systems. And that's how Integromat actually started. Since then we grew from 0 users to more than 400,000 users right now, mostly focused on small and medium-sized businesses. This is the growth of how it was. This is also the revenue breakdown. So we have most of our customers comes from US or from the Western Europe. And this is also some basic information about Integromat. We are located in Prague, Czech Republic. Where is the headquarters? Where is the development and marketing and other parts of the team? Then we have like other supporting people around the globe, and we have also sales in Israel and in San Francisco. Because I'm responsible for partners, I always say that we have the most integration partners on the market in the iPaaS segment. So it means integration platforms. These partners, they are like small agencies who help the end customers with integrations. And this is just the basic info. What is the difference between Integromat, Zapier, Workato, Automate.io, and other platforms that are on the market? The most important and crucial part is that we focus on the quality, not the quantity. So we have more than 500 apps right now on the marketplace that you can connect with, but on average, we have 16 endpoints. So it means 16 activities or actions you can do with these applications. Why are people switching from other services? I think it's not so important. But what is maybe interesting is that we have not only the small and medium-sized businesses, as I said, but also Uber, Adidas, or like other big customers also use Integromat for internal purposes. Here, Uber uses Integromat for their spin-off Jump. It's like a bike sharing in the US, and Integromat helps them with the registration process. Other big client of ours is Chronext. It's a marketplace for luxury watches, and they run all the support on Integromat and like create a ticket and assign the ticket to the right supporting person and just getting feedback on all these informations. As I said, Integromat is a cloud-based solution, but we also provide a hosted solution for the bigger customers or on-premise solution if it's needed. At the end, I would like to ask you I want to give you just a small benefit or just a small present in terms of like a coupon for 2 months of standard plan for Integromat, so you can use it like more widely. We have a free plan, of course, but you know, like a bigger plan, the more fun. So just here is my email address. If you want to have this coupon, just send me a note and I will reply with the coupon back. So this is a really short presentation. I think it was not so bad and not so boring, but I think we can jump to some demo, or if you have any questions to Integromat right now.
I don't see any. I've not got any myself, so I think we're all good to carry on.
Okay, great. So Integromat, as I said, it's integration platform as a service. And when you log in, you get to the dashboard where you can see like the basic and most important information, of course. But what Integromat is good at are these integrations. And the integration can be done, or we call integrations as scenarios. It means like scenarios or zaps or recipes. You can like have different names, but it's still the same. It's like a piece of workflow automation. And what's important here is that Integromat, when I start creating a new scenario, it asks me if I want to if I want to choose the services. I don't have to, I can skip it. But Integromat, the integration is done like a mind map. So you know what process you want to build, of course, and you just build it in this visual editor the way you want, and it looks really like a mind map. I will show you like later on how it works. But when you open a new scenario or you start a new scenario, every time you start with a trigger. This first bubble, it means a trigger. So when something happens, then something else should happen. A trigger can be either frequency-based. It means that Integromat will call the service, I don't know, every 15 minutes, or once a day, once a week, or just once. And then we have also instant triggers. It means that Integromat scenario can be run from the third-party service as a webhook. So it can send, if you send the data to Integromat, it can start the scenario. I have one scenario for this purpose is also prepared, so I can show you how it works. The first scenario, the first integration I want to show you is about having a registration form and then proceeding the data further. It means that I have created my Google form, my new amazing form that contains only the field email, and if you want to subscribe for newsletters or not. Pretty easy. And what will I do now is, so I will watch, I will find the Google form and I will watch for responses. So if there is a response, a new response, the scenario will be triggered and it will proceed the data. Now I have this Google form. I create a connection to the service. So I just add my Google credentials. Integromat will ask me if I am okay with like entering my data. Oh, sorry, it's in Czech, so maybe you don't understand, but it doesn't matter. And now I will connect to my response sheet. And that's it, actually. So now I have set my first module here. It will watch for new responses. And what should happen next? So then I can decide if there is a response, like wanting to subscribe for newsletters. I will just use email, send an email, and again, connect to my email account. And I will send an email to the person who requested this. So let's say I will, as you can see, it's all drag and drop, or, you know, like a visual, you don't have to code anything. And I will just pick the field your email from the form as an email. And here I will write just basic things. Thanks for subscription. I send you regularly a monthly newsletter. And so it means when there is a new subscription or form request, then I will reply with an email to this requester, and I will add MailChimp. I will add this email to my MailChimp account. So I will add a new subscriber or updated subscriber. Again, I will connect to MailChimp. I will just choose the list I want to add. And then I will, again, just click the email address and it will get it from the form. Here is also the option of filtering. So if you just add a filter, it means that only yes answers for email subscription. And here is, do you want to receive newsletters? If it equals yes, then it will proceed this way. If it's no, so I will again just, if it equals no, then I will go this way, and I can again send an email. To the person, again, your email, and thanks, I won't send you any newsletter. Okay, so that's it. Now I can, like, you can see my first scenario. So this is a form, and when there is a new record made in the scenario, in the form, it will go to the router, and if there is yes for subscription, it will send an email to the person and add the email to my MailChimp. Or if there is no, it will just send an email. What's good, you can like make unlimited number of branches, as you can see here. So you can have like a lot of things done here. You can decide what should happen by filtering it. Now we can have a test. So let's I will use my Gmail, saying yes. And I will submit one more record. hello@integromat.com and say no, and that's it. So now I have 2 records submitted, and when I run it, then you will see what happens. Oh, I have alt requests there, so I will do it once again. Just choose where to start. Okay. So Integromat will ask or has asked already the Google form and get the data. As you can see here, it asked Google form, and Google form responded with 2 bundles. So it means like 2 bundles of information. One is with my personal Gmail account saying that I want to receive the newsletter. The other one was for like just hello integromat.com and no. And as you can see, it was processed further. One went to with the upper branch, and one went down. And as you can see, this means that it received the information from the Google form and has sent an email and also added a new record into my MailChimp account. So I think that's easy. Or do you want to explain something like more deeper in this integration?
Yeah, well, I don't mind really. I'm happy, yeah, to sort of, if there's anything more to share about how that is done, that'd be great. But I think it's reasonably, don't want to speak for anyone, but I think that's reasonably sort of practical on how that worked already. So I think we're probably good on that front, but unless you have anything more to add on that.
I don't have anything else, but I have like 2 more scenarios that I can show you. So
great.
I will start with another scenario.
Awesome.
I will open it in a new tab. And this scenario, my accounting lady really loves, because I like save all my invoices in one Google Drive folder. So I will start with my email this time, and I will connect again to my Integromat Gmail account, get emails from my inbox. And now Integromat asks me if Integromat should start listening from now on, or if I want to like get some specific email, or if I want to proceed all my emails that I have in my inbox. I can start from now on. And now again, in this scenario, I want to just get all the attachments from emails and save it to my Google Drive. And also like decide if there is like a PDF file. I have a special folder for that. So as you can see, here, I have my demo 100 folder with PDF folder and other files. And I will let Integromat to take all my attachments and just decide where to put it. So first thing is I will take iterator, or somebody calls it also looping, because it will get all the attachments that you have in your email and process it one by one. It means that it won't take all 5 attachments that you have in email, but if you have 5 attachments, then this iterator just take first attachment and send it further, then second attachment, then third attachment, fourth, fifth, and proceed the data one by one. I will just here to say that I want to do it with attachments. And again, I will route the path and Google Drive and save the attachments to my Google Drive. I will upload the file, again, connect to my Google Drive, and I will just find the folder and I will save the PDF files in the PDF folder. Again, I need to just set up a filter. So it means just PDF. And from the attachments, I will take the file type. And if it equals to PDF, it will go this way. And I can clone it. So, and if it's not PDF, I will just save it to other files folder in it. Okay, again, set up a filter. If it's not PDF, it will go this way. That's the fallback route. And that's it. Again, I can run it. I will just find, I have already prepared one email that has 2 attachments. So I will choose where to start, select the email with attachments. And now I will run the scenario. So again, Integromat can watch my email account, let's say every 15 minutes and do the magic for me. So take all the attachments and just save it in my Google Drive and decide if it's PDF, it will go to PDF folder. If it's not, it will go to other one. As you can see, PDF folder is empty as well as other files folder. So now let's do the magic and let's run the scenario. As you can see, Integromat took my email that had 2 attachments. This is this first one. And then it ran one by one. As you can see, the first attachment is a logo2.png and the other was my file PDF. So it means that thanks to the filters, okay, I set wrong filter here because it was not as a PDF. I will get back to that. But as you can see, it is saved to like a PDF right now. To other files folder, I mean. So, because I made a mistake here in the filter. And now it's working, but if you have, let's say, invoices coming to your email account, you can save it automatically to some place, to your Dropbox account or to Google Drive or to anything else, and let your accountants to enter just the folder and see the invoices there. You can also like let only or filter only invoices or files that has invoice in the name of the file, and it will go through. So this is the second scenario that I wanted to share with you. And then I have one more that I really like, and that's quite easy, because Integromat can be connected not only to all the 500 plus applications that we have, but actually like to anyone, any application that is on the market and can be like it's connectable by API, let's say. I will just make a really short scenario now. I will use webhooks. I don't know if you know what webhook is, but I can explain it. Webhook is an URL address that can receive data. So it means that Integromat, I will just create a new URL address in Integromat. That's it. So you can see this is the URL address, and I can send data to this URL address, and Integromat will proceed the data further. I can show you how it works. As you can see here, the lightning here, it means that it's instant trigger. So the scenario will be triggered anytime when there is some data sent to this URL address. I can show you how it works. I will run it and take the URL address, add some variables, let's say my age. And as you can see, Integromat accepted this information. And when I get back to Integromat, I can see that Integromat received just information, age as a variable, and the value is 33. What I can do is I can just put here also webhook response. So you can send the data like back. You can proceed, do some magic here, I don't know, like a calculation or whatever, and send the data back, because I can send a message. What? You are this age. You are old. And when I run it and send the data again, now you can see that Integromat responded with my message that I wrote there, that it used the free my age and told me that I'm old. So that's great. But actually, as you can see, you can like also send the data to Integromat, and it immediately triggers a scenario that can proceed the data further. So let's say you have, I don't know, some third-party service, some CRM, some form application or anything else that can send the new submissions to any service as a webhook. So you can receive it in Integromat and proceed it to other systems, to other applications, or do whatever magic you want. I can show you like what I mean. In 10 years, you are going to be age plus, oh no, it's not plus, plus 10. Oh, okay. Didn't calculate it well. I have to put some brackets here, but I won't do it. But you can actually like use also different actions that you are used in, let's say, Excel files or Google Sheets. So you can do some calculations, you can do some text parsing and do some text magic. You can also use date formatting and also like a date actions that can be done here and do much more things with Integromat. Okay, so I think these three scenarios should explain how you can proceed data in Integromat and how you can connect different solutions and how it looks like. As you can see, it's really like a mind map where you just define the process. When something happens, then it goes this way or that way. You can also take attachments or any files and proceed these files. And actually, you can also connect different systems with Integromat, with Webhooks, or we have also HTTP modules. So if we don't have the applications, an application that you want to connect, but this application has an API, you can make an API call with this. So we will just set the URL address, the method, and send the data or receive the data from the application. Good. I think I explained everything what I wanted to tell you. Now maybe it's time for your questions.
Yeah, thanks so much, Thomas. That was really insightful. Yeah, let's open it up for questions. Who's got questions for Thomas? Just come off mute and yeah, go for it.
Hi, Thomas. That's brilliant. Thank you very much. I'm a big fan of Integromat, and I do try my hardest to use it as much as I can. But yeah, I'm nowhere near an expert. So I was just wondering if you could talk a bit about error handling with the scenarios and how you would go about dealing with that sort of stuff.
Sure. I think I have here my great scenario, and I can do error handling here, because when if somebody submit just a plain text that is not email and it will come to this module, then it fails actually, because you cannot send email without having an email address. So then we have here error handlers. It means what should happen when there is an error. You can either there are several things you can do. You can break the actions that it will stop till there is just manual interference. You can roll back, so you can send the scenarios to the beginning or to some part, to some a module that it should continue. You can resume, so it can jump over it and just don't care about it. It can commit, so it means it will stop the scenario and do nothing, or ignore. It means that you will just ignore the error and you will proceed further to the next module. That's one option. What you can also do is that you can, if there is error, you can, I don't know, send a message to your Slack channel. So when there's error, I can create a message to my Integromat Slack, and I have here notifications, and I can just, hey, check this scenario, there is an error, and it will just message me the information about the error into my Slack channel. So these are the things that you can do. It's really good to use the error handlers, because sometimes the services are not up and running. So you cannot connect to, let's say, CRM because there is some outage, and you don't want to have like the data to be mismatched or like somewhere like not there. So yeah.
That's great. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's I've been poking around with that, but I think I need to do a bit more investigation with it. But, yeah, I love what you're doing. I think you're doing a great job. Just one other quick question. What's the situation with security for data and with sort of like meeting international standards for storing and transmitting the data that you have?
Yeah, sure. As we are a Czech company, we are fully compliant with GDPR. We have all the servers right now in the Czech Republic, but with in a couple of months, we are going to introduce Integromat 2.0, and you will be able to define where the location or choose the location where the data will be stored, actually. Integromat, we don't like storing data, but we store it for like the logs, so you can debug scenarios, but it's limited up to 30 days. Sometimes it's not even 30 days. For how long? And what we have also is here, there's an option. If you click here, if you click here, scenario setting, there is data is confidential mode. It means that no data at all is logged by Integromat. It's bad for debugging of scenarios, but actually if you are afraid of some data, or if you have really confidential data, then the data is processed for like a few milliseconds on our servers in the RAM memory, and then it's gone.
Have you got a time scale for that 2.0 release?
It will be, actually we have already Integromat 2.0 ready, and we have also some customers as a hosted solution. So we are hosting it on AWS for them. And for public as a cloud solution, it will be released in the first quarter of 2021.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Who's up next?
Yeah, I've got some questions. Yeah, thanks for that, Thomas. Really good. I'm a big user of Zapier at the moment, and apart from the pricing, I can see some other advantages like the error handling and the kind of the multi-paths that you can have. I think there's just 3 on Zapier at the moment. But other than that, what advantages would you say this has over Zapier?
We have, let's say we have more functions that you can use than Zapier. I didn't go like to tools that we have here. You can set multiple variables, so you can do more like a techie stuff. You can do a lot of stuff with parsing. You can have here, as I said already, error handling. That's also very appreciated by our users. The routing, so you can have unlimited number of routes. And what we will also introduce in Integromat 2.0 is a converger. It means that you can route the paths and then converge it back to one. So that's also a great feature, what most of our users are waiting for.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. And then just another couple of quick questions. One is around learning. So what would you suggest I do to learn Integromat? Are there any good sources out there?
Definitely. Integromat.com. We have an academy section, so you can learn like how to get started. And there are courses that you can take about how to make HTTP requests, how to use data stores, how to do other stuff, and a lot of tutorials that you can watch. And we are gonna start with webinars, so you can also join these webinars. So that's also great. Then we have a Facebook community where you can get also help when you need it from our community, and we have definitely a really helpful supporting team. So if you open just a supporting ticket, you will get a really fast response, sometimes even with some video recordings how to do it.
Okay, yeah, that's great. I'm a member of the Facebook group. Yeah, it's very useful. And then just finally, the last question. I have a company that specializes in automation. How would I go about becoming a partner? And what levels of partnership do you have?
Yeah, partners, that's my role, so I should know about it the most. You just go to partners.integromat.com, click become a partner, fill out the form. Okay, I have to be logged in. Okay, so these are my, this is my management system. But actually there is a form. If you click on the become a partner and you just fill it out, then schedule a meeting with me, and then I will approve you as a partner, and then I will send you introduction email with more information about the partner program, and also invitation to our Slack community of partners, as we have 300 partners, 300 plus partners. So we have also a Slack community, not the Facebook one, but like a smaller one with like a higher level of expertise, let's say. What's included in the partner program is that you will be listed on our website. We have priority support for our partners. We have also some marketing materials and the Slack community, and also partners are notified about some new features and new stuff connected with Integromat upfront.
Okay, and is there anything for referrals?
Yes, actually, there are two ways to monetize the cooperation. One is the affiliate program we have right now. So you can set up your affiliate link within your Integromat account. If you go to profile, there is affiliate program. You can have a link that you can share, and anyone registering via this link will be connected to our affiliate program. The other option will be with Integromat 2.0, where there will be like one additional layer. It means having master account, sub accounts, and then users connected to the sub accounts. And you can become kind of a reseller of Integromat, having the master account and sub accounts for your customers. So you can create the magic for the customers, because sometimes they don't care what's behind the magic. If there's Integromat, Zapier, Workato, or some coding, they just need the magic to happen.
Yeah, you're right. That's great. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Awesome. Who's got some more questions for Tom? If not, I'll jump in with a quick question. In relation to webhooks, what are the most common use cases for someone using webhooks? It's sort of probably at the upper tier of no coding, and definitely something that people build up to, I think, in the no code space. So I'd be interested in knowing how people predominantly use webhooks in Integromat.
I think the most common use case of webhook is having really complex integration that is divided into many scenarios, many small scenarios. So you then trigger one scenario from another one. So you just send this information, so all the data that you want to proceed to another scenario thanks to HTTP module, and receive it or start the scenario with a webhook. So that's the most common use case of webhooks. Then the other one is that a lot of services, the software as a service companies, vendors, applications, they already started having webhooks for platforms like Integromat, because then they can send the information immediately when it happens in the system. So when there is a new record in CRM system, it can trigger a scenario. When there is a new form submission, it can trigger a scenario, and so on.
Great, that's really useful. Thanks. Yeah, any more questions for Thomas? Unless otherwise we will wrap up. Yeah, just one last chance. Any more questions, and then we'll wrap up today's AMA. Okay, we'll leave it there. That was really useful and really interesting. Thomas, thanks so much for your time. Just before we go, is there anything you'd like to share with the group? Any last remarks before we wrap up? That was for you, Thomas. Was there anything you'd like to say before we finish?
Yeah, just let me know if you want this coupon for 2 months of standard plan for free. Just send me a really short message to thomas.wiesner@integromat.com. I can send it or write it in the chat maybe.
Yes, so that'd be great.
That's my email address. So if you just drop a line to this email, I will send you back just a coupon for 2 months of standard plan, so you can play around more.
Great. Perfect. I've just seen. I think Eddie has a question. So yeah, fire away, Eddie. If you...
Thanks, Max. Yeah, hi Thomas. I just started using Integromat to try and join an API onto Xero, so that we can do iterations and set up invoices and contacts. And I was noticing that you've got some data tables in there as well, so the facility to store data within Integromat. We also have connections to Google Sheets and Airtable. Do you find that it's better to use the data tables internal to store some of this information, or do you think it's better for your customers to use the Airtable or database connections to move data in and out?
Good question. It depends. So what do you want to do? If it's like only like storing some data, you can use our data stores. That's here. Actually, I can show it. So it's like a data store. Okay, it's here. So it's like a table, kind of like something between Google Sheet and database. It's really like not a big deal, just for storing data. But if you want to do more complex stuff, or you want to like do some, I don't know, some calculation, or like use also data further, maybe for that purposes, Airtable, Google Sheet, or any other like a store is maybe better. It really depends. Like you can also use databases, of course. We have like a SQL databases and these things, but it really depends.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I mean, I was going to use it for a sort of standard VLOOKUP kind of aspect to customer record in one system and a customer record in Xero, and then just use that data store to, instead of going out and getting a request from another service, just use your data store to map it and return those values for the next trigger. And that's another part I was going to ask you in terms. So when I was starting to look at this, and I was looking through some of the documentation, and I watched all your videos on YouTube, is that is there going to be any more YouTube guides? Because I actually found it quite difficult to find out some more in-depth information about certain aspects of the connectors. And is there going to be any more development on that?
We know about our documentation. It's a really pain, and we are now going to resolve it. We have like a team that is dedicated just to create documentation and do more like video trainings and do like webinars, as I said, and do these things. So it's gonna like happen in coming months, let's say. And definitely, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry, I know, Carol.
Yeah, so Integromat 2.0 is like a fully documented, and actually Integromat 2.0 is also like a fully controllable. You can control it via APIs. There are like more than 300 endpoints with Integromat 2.0, so you can actually like build actually your front end of Integromat and rebuild it.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I've reached out to the support team to help me with one of the actual solutions or one of the connections that I've got, and they've come back to me. So I'm going to attempt that. But as I say, it was quite difficult to understand whether I should be using a variable plugin or module, or how to use the iterators to go through a bunch of JSON collections. And that's what I was trying to, I can find documentation on Python and how to do it actually by manually coding it, but not actually how to do it using Integromat. So I was actually finding it more difficult to do it using the no code solution than doing the actual coding. But I'm hopeful that the solution will come out there. And it is just a learning curve of starting to use the product, because it is quite, it's very good actually to learn programming using your tool, because it's got the iterator or the stages that you go through and then you have to actually think about it. It's just that the documentation is not quite there to help me learn how to use your tool.
I agree, and we are working to have like a much better documentation for like these purposes.
Yeah. All right, great. Well, thanks for your time. It's been good, and I'm hopeful that the service request that the guys have come back with will fix the setting, so I can update zero from another database. So that's great.
Perfect. Cool. I think thanks for those questions, Eddie. Yeah, I think we'll leave it there. Yeah, again, thanks so much for your time, Thomas. And I'll share that email if anyone wants to grab the 2 months free on the standard plan for if they're just registering. But yeah, other than that, thanks so much everyone for coming, and we'll see you next week. But yeah. Cheers, guys.
Thank you, Thomas. Thanks, Max.
Bye-bye.
Max.
Cheers,
Bye, guys. Take care.